in, but Morrison heads it back. Morrison's end. That's is one we'll probably use a few times. But Ward, he finds Neil. He plays it out wide to Alex Brown, who's got the number 3 shirt on. Powell slips slightly, but regains composure. Finds Neil. Neil to Afusu. He comes inside, a bit of space for Afusu in this early door. He squares the ball to Liam Lamine Sheriff. He plays it out wide to Barrett. Powell switch sides, just inside the half, given away though by Kettering. Repossessed by Powell, flicks it back to Chris Smith. He plays it out on the wing to Barrett. Takes a touch inside, but loses out to Dan Turner. But then Lamine Sheriff does well here. He's coming through. Still Sheriff with it, down by the byline. Gets it to Afusu, and he slips, and the ball is cleared by Leamington. Goes on the far side, throw into the Poppies.
Positive start though, isn't it? They're straight on the front foot, Kettering, and that was a good break into the box by Afusu there, and he actually just ran into a dead end in the end and passed the ball back, and they lost possession. But positive start at least.
Ball is back with Chris Smith, who plays it square into the middle to Luke Ward. Ward takes a few paces forward, pumps the ball towards Alex Brown, but out comes goalkeeper Jack Weaver, who certainly pulled off a couple of good saves on Saturday to deny Kettering. He collects the ball on the penalty spot, bounces it a few times, and unlike it will be in November, it bounces back up. A bit of play acting here from Weaver and Powell. It's long.
That's a huge kick.
Smith underneath it, trying to find Perry, but Perry's beaten to it by Clark. Afusu trying to find Powell. Powell to Perry. Perry puts the ball long, but it's too heavy. Powell not happy with that, and it goes out. I think it might be just be kept in at the corner flag. It is by the Leamington defender. It's played through. Lamine Sheriff intercepted, but it's put forward here. Good run by Anderson, and it comes off Luke Ward. Anderson got a bit of space there down this right hand side, and gives Leamington the chance to put a long ball in. They've got the breeze with them and the rain. But it is going to be Meredith with this long throw in. He's wiping the ball on his shirt to get the rain off it. It comes in. There is Connor Johnson, but it's back to Meredith. Meredith, right footed, puts it in towards that back post, and Barrett has to chest that ball away for a corner as Dan Turner was waiting to pounce, John.
Yes, he really had to. It was a good ball in, wasn't it, right to the back post, and Connor Barrett really couldn't take any chances because Turner was right there ready to pounce on him making a mistake. So yeah, he did the right thing by turning it behind for a corner.
Turner on the far side then, down by the tin hat end with this corner. Looks like it's going to be an in-swinger. A lot of movement in that 6-yard box. There is. Ooh. Batted out by Davis. Cries of a goal. They reckon the ball was over the line. I don't think so myself, but there's a chance here. And there should be a goal.
Got to be a goal.
And it's off the line. How on earth Kettering have got that clear, I don't know. It's still in the penalty area. Leamington should be ahead, and the ball is finally just hoofed to Davis. Very fortunate there, John, not to be a goal down so early again.
Really fortunate. I mean, it all started from the corner, didn't it? I think it just caught Rhys Davis a little bit unawares. It was whipped into that near post, and he really had to palm it out. You know, they were claiming for it to be a goal, but the ball came back in, and it was the number 9 who had the number 9, Kelsey Mooney, who had the header towards goal. Brilliant save that was from Davis, and then there was another attempt, and it was rolling towards the far post, and it got cleared off the line, and yeah. Really bright start from Leamington now. They've really put some pressure on Kettering here.
Well, Stephen Morley, in fact, has the free kick, not in goal range. He's trying to find Edwards at the back post. Flag goes up, and that will be offside. And a bit of respite there for Kettering. Kettering, of course, a goal down within 3 minutes at Leamington. Almost the same thing happened here, and they got away with it with some desperate defending in the end. But early encounters going towards the breaks, and they'll be disappointed they haven't put the ball in the net.
Yeah, they will be, because really good opportunities. Fair play to Kettering though, because Davis, again, worth saying, that save from Mooney's header was really good. It looked like he was starting to score, and then a bit of desperate defending in there as well. But that's what you have to do sometimes. It's about putting your body on the line sometimes, Cookie, and they really had to do that just then.
Well, Davis has the ball again at his feet. He's at the outside the penalty area. And he's going to dispatch this ball hopefully into the Leamington half, which he's done, but it's going to find Morley. He heads it to Clark. Clark plays it out wide to Edwards, who goes down. Of course, Edwards was sent off on Saturday. 2 yellow cards. He goes down at the moment. Looks like the sports therapist will have to come on. It's about probably 10 yards inside the Leamington half on the far side. You can just see Paul Cox and Ben Marvin over there. They're all clothed up, where John Ramshaw's in his shorts, to show him what's grim up north, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's crazy.
He is crazy,
you know, he's they don't get much more northern than Rammers, do they? To be fair, so yeah, doesn't surprise me at all that he's in his shorts. He probably thinks this is great.
Summer for him, this.
Yeah, that's it.
So Weaver takes the free kick, plays it out wide towards Edford, who's gone in the middle. It's headed out by Kennedy. Connor Johnson even. Kennedy's not playing. Finds Afusu, puts it out wide for Powell to chase. Powell's going to get there before Jack Lane. He's being manhandled but robbed by Morley, who plays the ball back to Weaver. He spoons the ball out, but does a good job. Smith underneath it, parries it back, and that'll go out for a throw on the far side for a break. Sorry, 0-0 in this FA Cup third qualifying round replay. And as I say, Leamington have had a good chance to be 1-0 ahead, but couldn't get the ball into the net. Leamington again playing the ball out. A good ball here to Anderson. Anderson still with the ball. He's going on this left hand side. Puts the ball in here. There is Brown, who had to side the ball out, as bearing down was Dan Turner. And there was a Leamington player behind Turner. And he could have skewed the ball into the net, but luckily Alex Brown got there first, John, and put it out for a corner. More pressure for the Poppies.
Looks lively, doesn't he? Keeman Anderson, really good run, really sprinted away and got the cross in. It was, good defending in the end because it had to be done. There were a couple of players waiting, so yeah, catching under a bit of pressure. Yeah.
Corner then by Turner. Last one almost caused a goal, and it goes into the side netting. No harm done there. I
think he was looking for it again there, wasn't he?
It was a similar sort of...
they're probably aiming for the near post. That's probably the part of the routine, but that looked like he was deliberately aiming for the near post there, and thankfully for Kettering, they can reset for a minute and try and draw a breath, because the last 5 minutes or so they've had to withstand a bit of pressure.
There's a few Breaks fans that have made the journey from Warwickshire on our right hand side, probably about 50 of them or so, which is good to see in this FA Cup, as Davis gets us back underway. It goes high into the night sky, headed forward. There is Turner, puts the ball through here, and Anderson can't get onto it. Davis comes out at the edge of his penalty area to collect the ball low. He's urging the players to go forward, and low trajectory there from Davis. They're headed out though by Clark, and that'll go for a throw on the far side to Kettering. Barrett going over to take it. Paul Cox giving him some instructions. So Weaver hasn't really had anything to do at the moment. But throw on the far side then. Still hasn't been taken. Not a lot on for him at the moment. The ball's with Afusu. Of course, he scored the opening goal, the equalising goal, as Powell comes through here, but he can't get there, and Morrison plays it on to Powell, and that should be a Leamington throw, which it is. Morley goes over to take it.
There was just a slight bit of hesitation from Leamington in their defence there for a second, wasn't there? Callum Powell's launch was latching onto it. It seemed to hold up in the surface a little bit, and Morrison really had to react quite quickly after a bit of hesitation.
So 0-0 as the rain now sweeping down in droves. We've just had a camera change, as the weather is causing us a few problems, as it does. Wouldn't be football, John, would it, without rain and driving winds to liven up a nice October evening?
It is really horrible out there, isn't it?
It is. Can't believe Friday's going to be 20 degrees.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, it looks pretty horrible out there, to be honest.
Yeah. Nothing happening at the moment. Weaver is still deciding where to take this free kick from. It's on the far side.
Are you back on two?
And he still hasn't taken it. Signal here from Anderson, who wants the ball. It's coming towards Anderson, who's got Brown in front of him. Here is Anderson. It's headed on by Connor Johnson and put out by Brown. That will be a throw in right at the edge of the corner flag, in front of the breaks. Something come on new breaks, which they're entitled to do. It's going to be a longish throw in from Meredith. Comes in, Perry's there, and it's headed out though easily, and that will be a goal kick to the Poppies. 0-0. How long have we had going, John?
Oh, I didn't start my watch.
You didn't start your watch? Trained
Who started their watch?
"12 minutes gone here at Elizabeth Park." Just made that one up.
11 and a half.
As Davis gets us back underway, long towards Perry. Perry is there, but it doesn't reach him. Reaches Morley, who puts it out. Throw in. Afusu goes over to take it quickly. Leaves it for Barrett. Barrett then gets the ball to Afusu. A little bit of trickery. Back to Barrett. Flicks it through. No one there. Afusu going to chase on though. Does well. Gets the ball. There's nobody in that area except Brown. He plays it towards Callum Powell. Powell now. A slip by the Leamington player. Powell doing a double dance here. Goes through. Cleared though by Joe Clark. Goes in and just hoofs the ball away. Taking the ball off Callum Powell's foot before he could shoot. Thrown to Kettering on the far side. It is Barrett with it. Taking his time though. Not a lot on for him, and he leaves it now for Alex Brown. Of course, there's no Connor Kennedy to put the long throws in for the Poppies, and that does make a difference. Brown then going to do his impression of Kennedy. In it comes. Flicked on, and Fusu tries an up and under. And that goes sailing over Morrison's bar and goes into the car park, and we'll never see that ball again.
I think that might have been a little bit ambitious.
Yes, that's one phrase we could say.
He was trying to. What was he? 25, 30 yards. Oh, I admire his ambition, Lamin Sharif. But he was sort of back to goal, so he had to turn on the volley, 30 yards from goal. If that's going in, then they're probably going to sell him for £1 million, to be honest. So.
Well, it didn't, and that £1 million won't be coming as Weaver is about to take the goal kick. He does so. It's coming towards Edwards, who's down here in front of us. He heads the ball on to Mooney. Mooney, though, flicks it back. Afusu can't intercept. Lane puts the ball out wide to Morley on the far side. He finds Turner. Turner just in his own half, having to be played back. Plays it square. Powell intercepts. Powell goes, got nobody with him. Brown's going to try and overlap, but he puts it too much in front of him. And he fouls Meredith according to the referee, and that will be a free kick again in the Leamington half, and Weaver taking his time to collect the ball.
Yeah, it was good defending from Dan Meredith because he had Callum Powell running at him full force, and just a slight loose touch from Callum Powell just sort of gave Meredith a chance, and Powell couldn't stop himself from just knocking into him, which is why the free kick was given. So it was actually decent defending from the right back. Not sure how you got about defending Callum Powell when he's charging at you at that sort of pace. So he did
try and get a tackle and hope you don't bring him down.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Weaver then plays it out wide here towards Anderson. He's manhandled down, but Rooney gets the ball, but it comes off Johnson. It's a throw into the breaks on this near side, taken quickly by Meredith, headed on by Edwards, but Johnson gets it out. It's back with the breaks. Ball comes into Meredith, headed out by Ward, and that will be a corner, probably a necessary corner there, John. It wasn't one I was looking for.
No, that's
could have done better with that.
Bit of a cheap one to give away, and it's a bit more defending. I think Leamington have probably. I think it's fair to say. Well, it's definitely fair to say Leamington have looked more threatening as they go forward. Kettering haven't really clicked into gear in that final third at the moment, but Leamington are looking very dangerous at the moment.
With Anderson with this corner. Arms go up, they all seem to do that. It comes in. It's headed out by Afusu, gets the ball, trying to find Sheriff, but Afusu gets there first. Does well, Afusu. There's only Powell up front there for Kettering. Afusu into the Leamington half. Still going. Loses the ball though. Can't get it to Sheriff, and it's put out into orbit by Morley. That will be a throw in on the far side. Quickly taken throw in by Barrett. And unfortunately the return ball to him, couldn't keep it in, and that is a breaks throw in. A 0-0 here at a wet Latimer Park.
Just wonder whether Claudio Foso could have given that to Callum Powell. It was a brilliant break for him from the edge of his own box, and he really just charged charged downfield, and Callum Powell made a run, and Afosu chose not to pass. Just wondering whether the pass might have made a bit more sense.
Well, Barrett's got the ball on the far side. He hooks the ball out. Morley heads it out of play. That'll be a throwing on the far side, just in the away dugout, so just near the halfway line. Barrett pinching a few yards there. He's now almost in the Leamington half, which he is now. Certainly wasn't there, but we'll take it. Still moving forward. It's about 10 yards he's pinching.
Yeah, he's stolen a few there.
Gets the ball, but it's headed out by Jack Edwards. Second down, 5 yards. I think that is termed in this level of football. It's going to be another throw-in on the far side. Barrett with it. Nothing happening yet. Still Barrett with the ball. Little bit of movement for him. And now Fusu moves. He gets the ball to Fusu. Back with Barrett, who has to stretch. And that goes out for throwing. Poor there from Kettering. Didn't really accomplish anything. Just giving the ball back to the breaks. Thrown by Morley. Hasn't taken it yet. Has now. Barrett underneath it. It's headed on though. And Ward gets a foot to it. Pumps it forward. Powell and Perry there. The P-Force. And Leamington get the ball out on this other side. A bit of space here on this right hand side. Hook through for Anderson. Johnson underneath it. Does well. Finds Neil. Neil fouled, but nothing given by the referee. It's hooked out to Barrett. Flicked on there by Fusu. Marvellous skills from the lad. Puts it out to Barrett. Then Barrett does a double entendre and gets his way through. Gets it to Fusu. Gets through. Can't get the ball to Perry. Perry might have had a strike on target. Headed out to Neil, but intercepted, giving the breaks a chance. But here's Harrison Neil. Does very well. Gets the ball back to Johnson. Johnson gets it back to Neil, right in front of our commentary position. He finds Brown. Back to Harrison Neil. Good ball here. Good football here from Kettering to Powell. Nobody with Powell though. He has Meredith in the front of him. Puts the ball square and sliced out for a throw-in by the breaks. Poor there really. There's nobody in the centre for
in the box.
Powell.
It was brilliant play to get out of it. Brilliant play from Harrison Neil, Connor Johnson down here, and then Harrison Neil and Alex Brown getting involved as well. Really nice move down the left-hand side, and Callum Powell did everything right. Got a bit of space, drove the ball into the box, and there was no one there. So disappointing.
Throwing been taken and it's been given straight away, and the ball ends up back, believe it or not, with the goalkeeper Davis, who comes out, plays it out wide on the far side to Chris Smith. He takes a touch, launches one towards Perry. Perry isn't going to get there though. Joe Clark is. He gets the ball to Gittings. He's in for the injured May, I think his name was, who had that horrible injury on Saturday. Morley with the ball on the far side. He plays it long towards Edwards, the captain. He flicks it on to Mooney. Mooney now with some space here. This is danger for Kettering. Referee brings it back. There's a flag on this side here for offside. That's a good job because that was good.
I didn't think he was. I just didn't think he was offside. But there you go. I thought he'd timed his run pretty well. But yeah, it was worrying because it was actually a really good move from Leamington. Good one-touch football and he was away Dan Turner down the left-hand side. So but good spot by the linesman, thankfully.
Well, this is Perry's first start for the Poppies this season.
Yep,
scoring 3 goals in the last 2 games. So. Hopefully the youngster can come on and do it again.
Well, I think he's earned it, hasn't he? You know, he came on against Spennymoor and made a difference in that last few minutes, and then obviously scored twice at the weekend.
Anderson breaking away, John. There's a good chance here for the away side. Anderson now just has the penalty area. He comes inside the penalty area. Anderson gets one in, but good work there by Brown. He finds Neil. He plays it out wide here to Lamine Sheriff, the captain. Sheriff plays it long for Powell. Powell, though, has got Meredith in front of him. Meredith knocks the ball out, and that should be it's a free kick, in fact, because it should have been a Kettering throw-in.
Good defending again. Good defending again from Dan.
He's given a throw-in to the breaks. Now, that came off the Leamington defender.
But it's good defending. Good defending again from Meredith, just shielding it out, wasn't it? Just making sure that Powell couldn't get on the end of it.
Well, Lamine Sheriff misses his kick. He gets the ball back to Anderson, and then he's fouled by Johnson. Johnson, of course, got a bit of history with Leamington sent off in the FA Trophy, a booking on Saturday, and we certainly don't want any repeat of that in this game. don't think this referee is the same calibre as the one on Saturday. He's not whistle happy this one, and seems to be letting the game flow a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I was listening to the comments of both managers after the game on Saturday, and it was pretty much a universal that it was a competitive game without being dirty. So it was strange.
Well, Mooney's in the middle there, but cleared by Barrett, trying to find Perry, but that's not going to reach him, and it goes out of play. Kettering not really troubled Jack Weaver of the two keepers, as only Davis has had a dangerous moment where they should have scored early doors, but they didn't. And it remains 0-0 here in this Emirates FA Cup third qualifying round replay. The winners tonight, of course, will play Buxton, but the long way to go in this game yet. Kettering get a throwing on the far side. Making one change from Saturday, Kettering. Perry comes in for Stones, who's on the bench. And we all thought Crawford might make a start this evening, because he did very well when he came on.
Yeah, I think he's playing his way into things, isn't he? You know, I think Paul Cox makes a fair point that the likes of Afusu and Powell and the like haven't done a great deal wrong. So, you know, they've currently got the shirts. It won't be long. Jordan Crawford will get his chance, no question.
Well, Kettering had the ball in the Leamington half. It's back with Afusu. He is halfway in Leamington's half, and then he's fouled. And we're trying to play a dummy, Pele style, and is brought down. Ironic cries of off from the Kettering fans.
He's a good player when he's on it, isn't he? I mean, to be honest, Kettering, everything that Kettering have done, which hasn't been a great deal, everything they have done has been through him. Really, he's a real live wire when he's on his game, and he just absolutely, I think it was a little nutmeg there on the number 4, and he just gave him no chance to bring him down. So yeah, and here we go. This is an opportunity for Kettering now.
Yeah, Joe Clark was the culprit. The referee had a quick word with him, and he's paced out the 10 yards. Free kick hasn't been taken yet. It's on the far side, and as John said, it gives Kettering a chance from a set piece. Alex Brown with the set piece. Still hasn't taken. Referee is having a chat with Carl Perry. There's a melee on the line of the penalty area, as you'd expect. A bit of pushing and tugging, and they'll be watching this. It comes towards Smith. There's Perry, and in.
What a challenge!
A good challenge from Jack Edwards there, as I thought Perry was going to score. Goes out for a corner.
The delivery wasn't great, was it, Cookie? It was, but it was flicked on. I think it was Chris Smith. Just a lovely little flick over, and Perry just looked like he was ready to pull the trigger on a volley right in front of goal, and it was brilliant from Jack Edwards. Really great challenge, last ditch. If not, then Carl Perry's definitely getting some sort of shot on goal.
Yep, that would have been a piece of history there, but it is a corner to the Poppies on the far side. In it comes. It goes down there, and it's headed out by Perry. Finds Ward. Back in by Neil. It comes in towards that back post. Punched by the goalkeeper. Hit, missed kick, handball, nothing given. Powell leaves it for Afusa, who then fires over the bar. A chance there. Kettering's probably the best chances so far of the game, and at least it's at the Leamington end, giving them a bit of pressure to soak up.
Yeah, just much better. Good delivery that time, twice from Alex Brown. The corner was a good delivery, defended well. The second delivery was excellent, straight back in there. And, there was all sorts of carnage going on in there, wasn't there? I think there was a handball in there from a Kettering player that didn't get given. And then it's eventually come to, I think, Afusu, wasn't it? And he's just curled it over the top, but much better, much better.
Goal kick being taken by Weaver. It's headed out, though, by Harrison Neal. Goes for a throw in front of the Burger Bar. And it's still 0-0 here at Latimer Park in this replay. Both sides now have had chances to break the deadlock, but it remains 0-0. That's a handball by Anderson, missed by the referee, but it's a throw-in to Kettering. Connor Johnson will be taking this throw-in. Bit of movement for him. Johnson in front of us here. Throw in taken towards Perry, headed out by Edwards. He finds Mealy, and Barrett's beaten to it by Gittings. He plays the ball out wide to Morley, who finds Dan Turner. Dan Turner, who caused a few problems on Saturday, goes down. Referee says no, and Kettering get the ball away. Cleared by Harrison Neal as Powell and Jack Lane, who heads the ball out. and Powell wants a quick throw in, but that's not going to happen.
Prepare yourself, Cookie. Good refereeing. It was good refereeing. First instance with Conor Barrett, it was just a 50-50. He definitely got caught, but there was no foul in there. And then Dan Turner's just gone down a little bit too easily. No foul either. Good refereeing all round.
Did I see a flicker in the lights there, John?
I'm declaring there. No, you didn't, Cookie. No.
Well, I can see definitely a flicker in the lights on the pitch. They're not going out, are they? But
it'll be the wind. It's surely the wind.
It surely is the wind as Edwards goes down. Was that due to a good match curry, was it? Or
I'm telling you now, I'm telling you now, Cookie. Yeah, if the floodlights go out, you're commentating on your own. I'm going home if the floodlights go out. That's it. Not staying in the ground like I did last time. I saw a catch in Leamington.
2 hours.
Oh my God.
Joking aside, nothing wrong with the floodlights. It's just the wind, I think. Shimmering, isn't it, on the pitch? Cameraman has seen the shimmering on the pitch. Edwards is going to take this free kick midway in the Leamington half on the far side at Latimer Park. It comes in here right-footed towards Edwards, hits Alec Brown and goes out for a throw-in. Meredith with it. Still Meredith hasn't taken it yet. Finds Edwards. Edwards under pressure, gets the ball back to Meredith. Meredith comes inside. He's got Joe Clark. He puts one in, cleared by Sheriff. And then Afusu turns lovely, puts the ball out wide here for Callum Powell, but that's right in front though of Morrison, who plays it back to Weaver. And Weaver dispatches it to Edwards, intercepted, then loses the ball to Clark. Morley plays it out wide to Turner. He can't catch that. And that will be a throwing on the far side. It's end-to-end stuff here, John, as you expect.
It's turned a bit scrappy in the middle of the pitch, isn't it? The conditions aren't easy. You know, the pitch is actually playing extremely well. Probably the best we've seen it in these sort of conditions for a while. No problem on that front, but it's just really quite difficult with that breeze blowing across. Certainly from Leamington's point of view, they're having to be really careful about controlling their passes. It's flying away.
Also, the rain seems to have stopped as Davis boots the ball out for a throwing. Leamington get the ball from Morley. And Smith clears the ball, but again that goes out again for a throw-in. It, as John said, rather scrappy at the moment. Some good movement though from both teams in the past, but it's losing a bit. Rain seems to have eased, which is good for everybody concerned. The pitch will be very, very slippy though. And as John said, looks rather good from our angle. We know it's not flat, but it's certainly green and lush, and a lot of work went on to it in the summer. Hopefully that's paying off. The ball's played in. A shot here by Anderson, puts it in. Ooh. And that's wide, not troubling Davis, who just looks at it going wide of his goal. It was hit from just about the penalty area in the centre and goes wide of Davis.
It set up just nicely for him, didn't it? When it sits up like that from that sort of distance with a free shot, you're probably expecting him to hit the target, to be honest. So probably a good job that he didn't. But yeah, little opening. But it's just very scrappy. But when both sides sort of get towards the penalty area, things sort of come alive a little bit. It's very scrappy in the middle of the pitch, but both sides are really looking a threat when they sort of get into that final third.
Perry lumps the ball forward to Powell, but he can't get there. It's cleared by Joe Clark. Smith intervenes. Lamine Sheriff gets the ball. He's pushing the back, but he gets the ball back out of Barrett, plays it long towards Powell, who's beaten to it. It's cleared then by Joe Clark, and Morley plays it off Fusu, and that will be a throw-in on the far side. No one's got a bloody clock. 29 minutes, 8 seconds. 30 minutes gone here then in this game. It's 0-0 as Kettering trying to break this deadlock. It's cleared by Callum Gittings. There's a Leamington player down though. There's a clash off the ball. And he's on his knees at the moment. Referee's gone over to make sure that he's okay, which I think he is. Yes, he's got up. And will be a throw into Kettering when play resumes. It was Joe Clark, in fact, that went down. Hasn't been taken yet, the throw-in. It has now. Good turn there by Neil. He finds Ward, plays it to Johnson. Johnson under pressure, has to play the ball back to Davis as Anderson was bearing down, and Davis takes a touch. Plays it low to Smith on the far side. Smith towards Barrett. Barrett does well. He beats one, beats two. Good work there from Barrett. Flips the ball through with a poor ball from him. Did all the hard work and push in the back there from Smith. Blatant push, and it was a free kick.
Really good from Conor Barrett. Nice feet, really beat a couple of players, and then he's just looking for that next killer pass, and he just couldn't quite make it. Really disappointing, but looks a good player, doesn't he, Conor Barrett? I like the look of him. He looks a decent player. He's
done well since he's been in the team. He's played every game so far this season. Looks the part, and let's hope he can go one better. Trying to find Edwards. The ball is headed out, but it's found Meredith. Meredith barged off the ball. Foul there by Barrett on Meredith. The referee let play go on, but brought it back. Brown having a quick word with Oliver Mackay. Decent referee, Mackay. Wasn't he in Porridge?
I think he was. Well, you told me before the game, Cookie, it was a good referee, and I've seen nothing to convince me otherwise at the moment. He's been excellent. He's let the game go. There hasn't been anything really too silly going on. It's been good competitive stuff. Every free kick that he's given has been right, so nothing to complain about so far. So far. Meredith going to take this free kick eventually. Referee blows the whistle. They're all on the edge of the penalty area. It comes in right-footed, ricochet, and it put away by Connor Johnson. It only finds Morley, who pumps the ball back in. There is Mooney underneath it, cleared by Harrison Neal. Fusu can't do much with it. Actually, he can. He's got the ball to Barrett, who plays it forward towards Powell. Powell, though, can he get by Morrison? He can't. Morrison puts it out for a throw-in on the far side. Good movement there by Kettering, and a good counter-attack. Really good counter-attack. Good work from Fusu to win the ball. Conor Barrett had come straight back up from his defensive duties and was on the attack, and a good ball forward, and good defending as well from Carl Morrison for Leamington, because Callum Powell, if he'd got a hold of that, he would have been away, I think. Well, a throw-in for the Poppies on the far side. It is Alex Brown with it. He's doing the traditional wiping the ball off the excess water. In it comes, long towards Penny, throwing it right out the ground. So that was pretty poor stuff in the end. Shake of heads up here on the gantry. Don't think that was part of the plan, that was it? Not the part of the plan I've seen, anyway. Let's get the ball and just throw it out. Weaver then will get us back underway as the fans are all huddled up in that at Morrison's end. I see that stand full. We're bringing the attendance when we get it. Smith wins the header. It's pumped back in, though. Is a chance here for Turner. He's played out wide. Back post, there's Anderson. Still Turner with it. Still Turner. Might try one. Does. Kicked out. Picked up by Morley on the far side. He puts the ball in towards that back post. Johnson gets there to head out. There's a handball there, and Fusu does well. Leaves it for Harrison Neal, who flicks the ball forward. A chance here for Powell. Powell is there. Can Powell get away? He's hit it in front of him. Powell's going to come in and shoots. Yes! 1-0! Callum Powell gets the 900th goal for Kettering. We equal Spurs' record. He breaks his scoring down. 1-0 Kettering Town. Well, I mean, you just knew what was going to happen, didn't you? As soon as he races clear, he raced clear, he was away, they were trying to keep up with him, they couldn't, and it's a brilliant low finish from Callum Powell, and Kettering lead. And we could argue all day whether it's deserved or not. It's been very even. There's been absolutely nothing in the game at all, and Kettering have got the breakthrough. They have indeed, and I said before the game started, will Callum Powell's drought end tonight? It has done. He's got a historic goal that gives him 900. That equals Spurs' record. We want one more now to go ahead, and what a great goal that was on the counter. Callum Powell using all his experience to drill the ball by Jack Weaver, and Kettering take the lead for only the second time against Leamington in 9 games. Yeah. Well, it's a massive step, isn't it? And obviously, I mean, it's kind of come out of nothing, Cookie, isn't it, to be honest? I mean, Kettering haven't really threatened too much. Leamington have probably looked more likely, but there you go. One chance is all someone like Callum Powell needs. You give him an opportunity like that, he's very rarely not going to take it. Well, Anderson is going forward for the visitors, playing the ball square on the far side to Morley. Morley has a wand of the foot, as we know. He scored a few free kicks. There's a goal! Oh, it should have been
and it goes for a corner. It came off Edwards, and he played it on to Ward, who looks disgusted that it's been given as a corner, but it gives Anderson the chance to get an early reply for the visitors and get the ball in there. Anything can happen in these conditions. 1-0 Kettering if you just joined us. And a great goal it was too, as Anderson puts the ball in towards that back post. Headed by Edwards, cleared by Perry towards Afusu. Afusu plays it out wide, but there's no one there except Morley, who then plays the ball back to Weaver. Powell trying to get down on this. Weaver comes out, hoofs the ball towards Kelsey Mooney, but it hasn't reached him. It's reached Smith instead. He plays it out wide to Afusu, and then he's brought down. Nothing given by the referee, and then Lamine Sheriff is also hacked, and again the referee hasn't given it, but he has given a throw-in to Leamington.
Kettering just need to settle down now. They're in control. They've got the noses in front, and it's been nip and tuck all the way through. There's been chances at both ends, but they've got the noses in front. They just need to settle down. I mean, that was just a nervous moment at the back there, wasn't it, with a header that came in, and Rhys Davies sort of got caught in no man's land a little bit. They just need to settle down and try and hold on to this lead for as long as they can.
Well, Harrison Neal has been brought down there.
You've got to win free kicks like that. It's good, Paul Cox will be delighted with that. He always talks to me about game management. And that sort of play from Harrison Neal there is absolutely perfect.
That's what he said on Saturday to me.
Keep hold of the ball, force the free kick, relieve the pressure, and go again. It's good. Already good game management.
Again, as he said, it is a young side. They are learning with every game they play, and with experienced professionals in like Powell and Perry in front, these youngsters are doing really well. Of course, Afusu and Lamine Sheriff are also got league games behind them, so it is a good start for this young Kettering side as Davis gets us back underway, but it's a wayward ball. Can Harrison Neal get there? He can. It was in fact Brown. He gets the ball to Afusu. Afusu goes by one. It's a corner. Yep. Great work there from Afusu.
He's just right on it tonight, isn't he?
He's
Claudio Afusu. He's
really fired up.
And he's being effective. He's being direct with his running. He got the ball there. He could have easily probably just stopped and set himself again, but he charged at the defender and had no choice but to concede the corner. Another opportunity.
Well, it's going to be Harrison Neal to take this. There was a chance there for a short corner. Powell went towards it, but referee blew his whistle and stopped what was ever going on. Powell has remained down there as Neal puts the ball in towards that back post. Goalkeeper misses it, and that is a goal kick. Rather fortunate there, Weaver.
Just a little chance there at the back post for Connor Johnson, I think.
Time was the goal.
The ball was whipped in, and Weaver's missed it, and Johnson's there at the far post, and it just couldn't quite get booked to it. If he got any sort of contact on it, it's probably a goal.
1-0 left to the puck is scored on 33 minutes by Callum Powell, and a great goal it was too. You'll see that on the highlights in the next few days, giving Kettering the advantage in this Emirates FA Cup third qualifying round replay as Weaver gets the ball flicked on to Kelsey Mooney. Plays it out wide to Meredith. Meredith with a chance to get it in. Right footed comes in, headed out by Chris Smith. He finds Neal, the youngster from Sheffield United, loses the ball though to Dan Meredith. It's played the centre to Anderson. He plays it out wide to Stephen Morley. Plays it low, and Connor Johnson gets in there. There's a bit of a melee in that D. And still going on, a bit like a rugby scrum at the moment, as Harrison Neal plays the ball back to Davis. He has to hoof the ball. It's caught in the wind and goes nowhere. But it's Meredith again for the visitors, putting the ball in. Goes into that penalty area. There's the back post. He goes over everybody, goes into the crowd, and a breath of fresh air. And it still remains 1-0.
He's got a good idea in that last minute, last 30 seconds there, just how strong this breeze is that's coming across. Because Rhys Davies has gone to clear.
We're quite evident of that, aren't we, John, being this high up?
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely freezing. But Rhys Davies has gone to clear it. It's just held up and barely got outside the penalty area. And then Dan Meredith sent over a cross over here. But he's probably judged as normal, and it's just sailed out over at the far post. It's just it's really whipping across here today.
Well, Kettering will have that advantage in the second half, but it is Turner goes down wanting a foul. It's hoofed out of play by Kettering. It'll be a throw on the far side. Perry couldn't get there. But it is a throw in with Morley trying to find Edwards. Edwards flicks it on to Turner, beaten to it by Smith. He finds Afusu. He puts the ball along and cut out by Jack Lane as pals about the count. The ball is played back to goalkeeper Weaver. Comes out, and with the win plays it long towards Edwards. Well won by Chris Smith. There is Mooney, and there's a foul there by Connor Johnson, and he goes down. Looks like there could be a head injury. Both players are down, holding their heads, so play will stop. We're back here on Saturday afternoon against Chester in the Vanarama National League North. Just received the attendance there, and it is 612 on a dismal Tuesday night. So well done to everybody that's come down to Latimer Park to spur on the Poppies, and the Leamington fans that have made the short journey from Warwickshire to watch their team.
Absolutely fair play to everyone who's come out tonight, Cookie. Even you and me. Well, actually, to be fair, I can't really argue. I'm sort of getting paid for being here, so you know.
Well, we've been here. When we arrived, actually at 4 o'clock, it was quite nice and sunny. It was quite pleasant. I thought this can't continue, and of course, it didn't.
No, yeah. Oh, got a yellow card.
Yellow card for
Connor Johnson.
Connor Johnson.
Yeah.
So keeping his tradition against Leamington, is sending off, and now 2 yellows in 2 games, and so Connor Johnson goes into the book. I think rather harshly, personally, but than I would, I suppose. But he's got the yellow card in his hand, hasn't he? Barrett, what's he doing here, John? He's got a yellow card and is walking off with it towards the.
It's not actually the yellow card, isn't it? Isn't it?
I don't know what it is. Well, he's going over to the.
Is it a note from the dugout? Maybe the physio
to the
ball
linesman, or are they ordering a curry, or? Well, he's down here with the linesman as the Leamington player is still been attended to. Not quite sure what this message is, or he's still got it in his hand. Not a chocolate bar, because it would have eaten it by now. He's now cast it on the sideline down here, and Connor Johnson explaining to the linesman what really happened. But the Leamington player is having to have a bandage attached to his head, a la, was it Butcher for England that time?
Yeah, that's right.
But he's got a bandage around his head, so it's obviously is more serious than we thought. Let's hope that he's okay. Of course, Leamington were forced into making a substitution on Saturday due to a serious injury. We believe it was a double fracture, was it? Of a tibia?
I obviously didn't see the game, but I watched the footage, and it was an absolutely fantastic challenge from Simeon May. Real good commitment to deny, I think, Dakari Sheriff a shot on goal. Really good challenge, and he's just so unfortunate for it to have happened. I hope he's
wish him all the best.
I hope he's listening, and we do wish him all the best, because he's a
he
good
was
player.
Playing his part in the game, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player. I remember him from when he was playing at Brackley Town, actually, and he was a good player there, to be honest. And yeah, never like to see it. So hopefully he's back sooner rather than later.
Well, I'm just seeing who is down, and it is. It's Kelsey Mooney who has got the injury. He's been strapped up. He's having to go off the pitch, head injury. So they'll need to take precautions on that one. It will result in a free kick. And of course, Stephen Morley has a very good record free kicks against Kettering. He scored twice for Leamington in them, and he's also scored one for AFC Telford United against Kettering. So he has a very good wand of a foot. It's a fair distance out, this one, so it might not cause too many problems. 3 in the wall. Well, it's 4 actually, because you can count Perry twice, can't you? But in comes Morley. There it comes in. And it's a cracking effort from Morley. It just sails inches over the bar. Davis was at full stretch, but another good effort. Certainly is a powerful man with the free kicks at that range.
He's got an incredible left foot, Steph Morley. He just really has. He always has done, right from when he was a young lad playing for Kettering. Just absolutely sweet left peg, and he's really good strike that. A little bit lower, and Rhys Davis is having to make the save. Thankfully, he could just watch it over. But yeah, really good strike, dangerous.
It is. There's a board coming up. It'll probably tell us how much time there is left in this first half. Perry underneath this, can't get there, trying to find a Fusu. He's beaten to it by Morley. It's headed back to Joe Clark. That goes out of play. It will be a throw into the Poppies. Looks like there's going to be... no, can't tell at the moment. It's gone to get the ball. That's Malk Lua with his disco kit. There's going to be 4 minutes of added time for this first half. Kettering Town 1, Leamington 0. Here in this Emirates FA Cup third qualifying round replay, scored on 33 minutes by Callum Powell, getting Kettering's 900th goal. It's a Fusu with a bit of trickery on the far side. Plays it in front of her, gets the ball in. There's Perry. It's headed out. Powell can't get there. Neil can, plays it out wide again to a Fusu. Does a bit more trickery. A Fusu again gets the ball over. It's good. Cleared out for a corner though. Missed kick by Jack Lane. And that goes for a corner. Kettering at the right part of the ground just before half time. It would be great to get a second goal just before the interval, giving the Poppies that extra edge. We can only hope for that if you're from Kettering Town. If you're listening from Leamington, of course, you won't want that. As it remains, Poppies 1, Breaks 0. Powell wants the short one. Doesn't come in. It comes towards the back post. And
God, he blew that quickly, didn't he?
He blew that before it was kicked. But there was some pushing and shoving in that 6-yard box. Yeah. But as you say, he blew it before the corner was taken.
No, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's been good so far. So I'm going to say he's obviously seen something straight away and reacted straight away. So yep, fair enough.
Jack Weaver then with this, so we're deep into time added on. Coming off the back of Chris Smith's head, Connor Johnson plays it out wide to Lamine Sheriff. He then is fouled. Nothing given by the referee. It was a blatant foul by him, and Joe Clark applauds the referee's decision. It's taken by Meredith quickly, put it out towards Fusu. Fusu, a lovely little dummy there by a Fusu. He's got a few yards to run at this one. Still a Fusu going. He's got some good pace. He's got Powell in there. He's got Perry at the back post. Still a Fusu coming inside the penalty area now. He does a double shuffle like Ali. Puts the ball into Harrison Neal, who gets it back to a Fusu rather fortuitously. Ball comes in back post, but it goes over the bar. And a good movement there from a Fusu ends in a bit of disappointment. Perry couldn't get anywhere near it, and it goes out for a goal kick.
He's been the real live wire, isn't he? I think for Kettering. You know, I know Callum Powell's got the goal, and he hasn't done a great deal wrong. But every time Fusu gets the ball, things seem to happen. You know, he's just charging. He's very direct in what he does. He just charges at defenders, doesn't give them a minute's peace. And I think he's been one of the real standout performers for Kettering in this half, to be honest.
And there can't be too long to go in this first half. Now we're into time added on. Referee does have a look at his watch. Weaver gets the ball out, flicked on by Edwards, booted back by Ward. There's Morley, gets it out wide to Turner. He's being marshalled by Connor Barrett. Barrett's going to be careful here, clears the ball, does well, and hasn't gone out of play. It has now, and that will be a throw in to Kettering. Good work there from Connor Barrett, denying Turner, and this should see out this first half, which has been a lively encounter between two very good teams, carrying on from that ding-dong affair at Leamington on Saturday. Throw-in comes in towards Perry. It's headed on. Fusu can't get there, but it plays the ball out wide to Brown. Brown has got Callum Powell on his right-hand side. Here comes Powell. Powell has lost the ball, though. It's a foul. And this goes to... A bit harsh there, I think, on
generous
Leamington.
That was, wasn't it?
It was generous.
We'll take it all day. No, absolutely. Kettering will take it all day long, but I'm not sure.
Foul on Powell, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure how much was in that, but what a little opportunity this is just before half time.
Yes, about the same distance that Stephen Morley had for their free kick that went over the bar, except Kettering haven't got the wind with them. It's Harrison Neal, who I think would float one towards the back post. In it comes. It's a poor effort, and Weaver grabs it down by his ankles, and there goes the whistle for half time. And that's it. The first 45 minutes, or 49 minutes as it happened, is all over here at Latimer Park. It is Kettering Town 1, Leamington 0 in this Emirates FA Cup third round replay.
Yeah, it's been a lot of it. It's very much like my front room, this cookie. There isn't anything in it at all, mate.
You say, is it that big?
You know, but Kettering have got the breakthrough now. It's just going to be interesting to see how they play this game now, because it'd be easy to come out and maybe just sit back and try and see this game out. I think they're going to need a second goal. You know, Leamington have threatened enough for me to suggest that there's still something in this for them. So yeah, very, very even. Kettering have got the breakthrough. An interesting second half coming up.
Interesting indeed, and we shall be here to cover it for you. We're going to take a break now for around 10 minutes or so, but as you leave us on this cold night here, October night, it's Kettering Town 1, Leamington 0. Join us for the second half. See you in about 10 minutes. Welcome back to Latimer Park. Teams just coming back out onto the field. Leamington came out first. Kettering going towards the Morrison's end. They'll be kicking towards the Tin Hat, where the majority of the home support is. If you've just joined us, where have you been? You've missed a bit of history as Callum Powell scored Kettering's 900th goal to equal Tottenham Hotspur's record. Kettering lead the game 1-0 and are in pole position. But there's still 45 minutes of football to go in a very competitive game against two very equal sides. And believe me, don't write Leamington off yet. Kettering need to get at least another couple of goals, I think, John Dunham.
Yeah, there's not a lot in this game. You know, Kettering have got their noses in front, but there really isn't a great deal in it on that first half evidence. And, you know, Leamington will be... Probably, you know, I think Paul Holloran will be looking for a little bit more. You know, they started really brightly and they had that really good chance where, you know, it was a bit desperate defending from Kettering, a good save from Rhys Davis, but, you know, aside from that, they haven't really troubled them too much. So, yeah, it's just, you know, he'll be looking for a little bit more. Kettering, you know, they'll be looking for that second goal. If they can get that second goal, it will be massive for them.
Indeed so, and delightfully the rain has stopped. It's still rather chilly. I think to John Dunham earlier, it's hot. It's amazing that on Friday, allegedly, it's going to be 19, 20 degrees, and to here it's almost like Arctic conditions again, isn't it?
That wind is chilly tonight.
Yeah. That's the beauty of the English climate. Anyway, it's going to be Leamington get us underway. It is Edwards with the ball at his feet. Referee looks at his watch. Callum Powell having a quick chat with Dan Turner on the at the start of this game here, and we're off. The ball with Morrison on the far side. Takes the touch, plays it long towards Mooney, who's got the headband on after that first half injury. Plays it out wide to Morley. It's cleared by Lamine Sharif to Afusu, is away now. Afusu plays out Powell on this right hand side. Got an early chance here just outside the penalty area. It's Powell. Barrett might overlap him. Still Powell, did a bit of trickery. Gets the ball to Barrett. Barrett back to Powell. Barrett again has the ball, puts it in, cleared by Joe Clark, and that goes for a throw-in. I thought it might go for a corner, but it just exactly in the quadrant goes out for a throw-in. Alex Brown will go over to take that, so it looks like we're going to have a longish throw. No, we're not. It's back to Powell from Alex Brown. It's still Powell takes it too. He's got three around him, and that's put out by Leamington for a Kettering throw-in. So early intent from the Poppies. Connor Barrett coming over to take this. And taking his time, wiping the excess water off the ball. It stopped raining, but it's still pretty cold. Barrett still with it, trying to find Perry. Perry then allows the ball to be put out by Turner. A little bit of communication between them. Perry has the ball, leaves it for Barrett. Shake of the hands between the two players. The ball with Callum Powell. Callum Powell now is outside penalty area. Goes through, goes by. Powell puts it in. That is going to be still with Kettering. Fusu puts the ball in back post. Oh, there's Alec Brown. He heads it out towards Neil. I think he's trying to score, but they're now away break Leamington. Counter-attack here. Put the ball through to Mooney. He miscontrols it, but still gets the ball out here on this left-hand side. Still Mooney with it. Right-footed, plays it square to Meredith on the far side. He plays it down to Anderson, the dangerous Anderson. Not Danish Anderson, dangerous Anderson. It's back to Jack Lane, who's up forward, back in there. And there's Edwards, can't get there. Lamine Sheriff can, he hooks it out. Powell can't get that, and the ball finally arrives at Jack Weaver.
I think there was a really big chance at the back post there, wasn't there, for Alex Brown? I think he might have headed it the wrong way. I
think he was surprised to get it in the first place.
Yeah, it's not very often you see a left back stealing in with a header at the far post, but I think it just seemed to misdirect the header completely. It was a little chance, that.
A bit of head tennis going on. The ball's gone out on the far side. It will be thrown to the breaks. And well done. John's got his watch going on his on his phone so he can keep up to date with the time, which will be vitally important if it remains 1-0. It'll seem like 3 or 4 hours this will be, wouldn't it? If it
Definitely getting extra time, won't we, Cookie? Let's face facts.
Yeah, we don't want that. But it's going to be a goal kick.
Anything but that.
Well, not about anything, but...
okay, yeah. All right, well, I'll say that anyway. I'm neutral, sort of.
So Davis eventually will be taking this goal kick. He's gone over to the other side of the goal. The Leamington fans are in the Morrison's end, although they're not sat down. They're stood up just on the right-hand side of it. And Davis gets us back underway. Long towards Perry. Perry beaten to it. Smith gets there though, pumps the ball forward towards Powell. There's Mary offside. Morley doing enough. Free kick. Morley seems to be around for years, hasn't he?
He's a lovely lad, you know. If you've spoken to him before, he's a really nice lad. And you know, I remember when he first had his introduction at Kettering. I think he was only 16, 17. I think it was Morel Mason. Who gave him his start at Kettering actually. And yeah, he's been a good, solid player for a number of years around the non-league circuit. I always thought that he might have been able to go on and play a bit higher, but yeah, good, safe pair of hands. But I'm not sure how old he is now. It would scare me. It would make me feel old if I asked him how old he is now, I think.
Well, goal kick there from Davis, trying to find Perry. It doesn't get there. It finds Neil, though. Neil trying to find Powell. Headed out by Morley, who we've just been speaking about. He pumps the ball forward towards Mooney with the headband.
Good
interception by Ward, but he only finds Meredith on the far side. He plays it to Edwards. Edwards, who was sent off on Saturday, plays it towards Anderson. Anderson, the danger man, in my opinion. He's... juggled by, gets the ball back to Edwards. Here's Joe Clark, plays it out wide to Gittings on this left-hand side. Overlapping is Morley. Puts in a decent cross towards that back post. A chance here.
Oh.
And it goes wide and cleared by Chris Smith, but only to Joe Clark. He might try a long ranger, decides not to. Plays a good ball towards Anderson, but cleared by Connor Johnson. It skews itself towards Afusu. He plays it long. There is Powell. And he's brought down, nothing given. He gets the ball to Lamine Sheriff. He plays it out wide to Fusu, who's joined in the action just up front. He finds Neil. Fusu clips the ball forward to Perry. Will be offside if he gets there. It hasn't happened. It goes out for a throw-in.
I thought he was offside there, Carl Perry.
Yes,
and,
I think if the ball had gone forward, then I think the flag would have been raised.
The fact that he didn't come near him in the end has got him away with that, I think.
Alex Brown then on the far side for the Poppies, midway in Leamington's half, trying to find Afusu, but he finds Powell, and tackle. There's a late tackle there, but here comes good effort there from Barrett. It was a low cutter on the ground, forcing Weaver into a low dive. We've seen Powell hit a couple against Spenamore, I think it was, and
it felt quite nicely for Conor Barrett, didn't it? Yeah, it was there to be hit, and he stuck it with the outside of his right boot, and good low save down from Weaver.
Now 13 yards out, Perry offside. He's not going for the ball, but Powell is into. Well, the linesman's made a complete Horlicks of that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's flagging Carl Perry offside there.
Wasn't offside eventually, and Perry giving the linesman the glare.
Alone, didn't he?
Yeah.
Strange.
Still looking at the linesman. He's saying, "What's all that about?" And the linesman has said it was Powell that was offside. Who
he might have been. He didn't look at, but
well, the ball's in Kettering area. It's dangerous stuff here as Turner trying to get there. The ball's out to Perry, who flicks it on to Powell. Nobody with him though. Powell having to go out wide. He's being challenged. Still Powell with it. He comes inside, flicks it through, but Afusu not alert enough to get it. It's found Gittings. He plays the ball to Morley, who gets it away towards Mooney, and he slips. Brown clears it to Afusu on the far side. Afusu has to play it back. Does a bit of trickery. He's on the halfway line. Plays it back to Neil. Neil pumps the ball forward, and that goes to nowhere and goes out harmlessly for a goal kick.
The theme's sort of resumed, doesn't it? It's very, very scrappy out there. You know, again, I don't think the conditions are making it overly easy. I think it's difficult to judge anything in this stiff breeze that's sweeping across Latimer Park, to be honest. But yeah, just it's not easy out there, and it's made for a real scrappy affair so far.
Has been playing with the wind in this half as The ball by Weaver finds Powell. He can't get the distance he did in that first half with his goal kicks. It's now with Harrison Neal. He loses the ball, but Afusu gets it back to Neal. Neal being forced back,
tackle.
And there's a foul by
really?
Neal, much to the displeasure. He got the ball, but the referee has deemed that was a foul on Callum Gittings. So it's just in the centre circle in Kettering's half, right in the centre. It's going to be Morley with it, who takes all the specialist free kicks. We know he's got a very good left foot indeed, very, very troublesome, and he floats one in towards that back post. Headed out by Barrett, but it only finds Anderson. He plays it back to Meredith. Meredith takes a touch, fires one in towards that back post. There's Mooney, distinctive with his headband from his injury, being marshalled by Connor Barrett. Plays it through, but Barrett intercepts, does well, and plays it long, but it only finds Morley. A ricochet there, it came to Morley. Morley puts it back in there towards Edwards. He chests it down to Anderson. Cleared by Connor Johnson. Might reach Afusu. It doesn't. It reaches Meredith, who then has to play the ball back to Morrison, and he plays it wide to Jack Lane. He squares it over here to Morley, right in front of where we're commentating from. He's into the Kettering half. Morley seeing a bit of the ball in the second half, left-footed towards that back post. There's Anderson, and that should go out harmlessly for a throw-in. It does. It's still 1-0 to the Poppies.
Scrappy, isn't it? And to be honest, at the moment, that'll suit Kettering. Defensively, they look fairly solid. Now, we've got a bit of a problem here. It looks like Rhys Davis has gone down, Cookie.
He has. You're listening to Paul Cook and John Dunham. This Emirates FA Cup third qualifying round replay, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery. And you can get all those beers in the social club. And fine beers they are too. Yes, Rhys Davis has gone down. He did have a injury a few games ago. And Jackson Smith is warming up on the far side. Smith has made 2 appearances for the Poppies so far and has been pretty useful in those appearances. So it'll be like for like. Both very young keepers. It doesn't look good for Davis. And Rachel working on him to see if she can alleviate the problem. But Jackson Smith is warming up on the far side. Players taking a break. I could just do with an Elgood's beer now, John, to be honest.
I could do with a
cup of
tea.
coffee, yeah. Who's
doing a tea run?
Who's in the tea room? We can do a tea
run for us. Azza, go and get us a cup of tea.
Or some soup would be quite. Soup would be quite nice. As I just can't believe we've got this weather today, and yet at the weekend and Friday it's going to be 19, 20 degrees. Incredible. You're not missing anything as Davis is still down, being attended to by the sports therapist. Doesn't look good. He hasn't got up, and Jackson Smith is in fact going to come on. He's coming on, so no joy there for the Kettering. He's limping off. So not good news for Rhys Davis, who pulled off a tremendous save, or 2 tremendous saves in that first half from close range. He limps off, gets applause from the Leamington fans behind there, which is nice to see. And Kettering forced into the first substitution of the afternoon. And it is Jackson Smith who makes his 3rd appearance for the Poppies. He's first in the FA Cup, and it's Davis's work is complete for tonight, John.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it's a reoccurrence of the injury that he had before. I can't remember what the injury was, Cookie, but he looks a bit. So like you said, like you observed, he's limping off a little bit. So yeah, Jackson Smith coming in. He's had a couple of games and done fine. So hopefully he can find his feet quickly, and Kettering won't feel the effects of it too much.
I think it was calf or hip. I think he said to me when I spoke to him a few weeks ago. Obviously, the dive down there that he made has aggravated it. He's gone off, and the young Wolves goalkeeper comes on. Jackson Smith has been waits in the wings, and he comes on for the Poppies to make, as I say, his 3rd appearance. 57 minutes gone in this second half. Kettering leading it by a 1-0. We have our students here from Northampton. I'm sure they're enjoying themselves in the tropical conditions of Latimer Park. It will be a throw into the Poppies on the far side when play gets underway.
Is that tropical in hurricane season?
You're about right there. Flicked on by Perry to Afusa, who does well. Flicks the ball on, but it comes off Morley.
Ooh.
And luckily for them, it went straight to Kyle Morrison. Intercepted by Harrison Neal. Puts it out wide to Brown. Long ball here for Powell, but Weaver will allow that to go out for a goal kick. Powell couldn't get there, even with his speed and know-how. It was impossible for Powell to get there. Of course, Powell has become a record breaker for Kettering. He's got the 900th goal. It'll probably take about 10 years to get to the 1,000th. So I don't know who'll be alive out of us a lot then.
No, they'll do it this season when they get to the final. Don't worry about it.
Grief. What are you on? It's Afusa on the far side. He goes down under pressure. I'm thinking by the referee. He's back with Joe Clark. Good ball there. Plays it out wide here now to Morley. And good work there by Connor Barrett. Slides in, puts the ball out for a throw-in. Gittings leaves it for Morley. And hasn't been taken yet. Morley with it now, trying to find Edwards. Edwards kicks the ball, but he only gets it to Powell. Powell's got 3 around him at the moment. Still Powell, he goes down. And Morley robs him, plays it in there. It's a wild kick by Ward, and even a wilder one by Neal, and the ball goes out for a throwing. Bit of wayward football there, John.
It's kind of been the theme of the night, to be honest, Cookie. It's just no one's really managed to get a grip on the game, to be honest, and that's why it's still very dangerous to Kettering at this stage. You know, it's you're only one mistake away, aren't you?
Well, the throwing from Morley has caused a bit of a problem in the Kettering penalty. They can't get rid of it, and Barrett does so, but it's a throw-in again from the same position. Sustained pressure here on this left-hand side from the breaks. Morley again is being worked to take the throw-in. A lot of movement for him. Edwards is there. He hasn't done a great deal, Edwards, but we know what he can do. He can certainly put the ball in the net. It's flicked out. Neal gets it towards Powell. He can't get there. It's back with Morley, who flicks in that penalty area. Headed out by Ward. It's back to Morley. Heads it up in the air. And it's pumped forward by Jack Lane. It's very scrappy stuff indeed. It comes off the unfortunate Dan Turner's shoulder and goes out for a Kettering Town throw-in. Yeah, it's what you'd expect in the first 10 minutes of the first half when teams are just trying to sort themselves out, and that's exactly what we've got here in this second half. Smith trying to find Perry, but Powell gets there, loses the ball. Neal intercepts, plays it out wide to Powell. Powell, if he can keep this in, will do well. He cannot keep it in, and not happy with the linesman decision. I thought the whole ball has to go out, and the whole ball didn't go out on that occasion, but the linesman says yes, it did, and the throwing goes straight back to Jake Weaver. He's putting the ball out of the penalty area. He's playing now as a sweeper, plays it long towards Mooney. He chests it down, but only finds Harrison Neal. He plays it out wide to Brown. It's pumped forward. It's back to Weaver again, who hadn't returned to his goal line. He's out again, playing as a sweeper, as I said before, on the far side. Playing it long, and that goes out for a Kettering Town throw-in. Goes right over Anderson's head, and a throw-in to Kettering. 1-0 to the Poppies, John.
When you think about how good the game, you know, I wasn't there like you were on Saturday, but I watched the highlights and just think about how good that game was on Saturday. This has just been almost the complete opposite of what was, isn't it? It's been bitty. It's not been dirty or anything like that. It's just been really bitty.
Well, there's a chance here for Powell on the far side from Perry. Comes inside the penalty area. There's 2 in there. Ball comes in. Great save there from Weaver. Parried the ball out, and Leamington get the ball to Mooney on the halfway line. He plays it back to Edwards. Edwards under pressure. So from nothing there, Kettering almost going 2-0 ahead, but a good save from Weaver. And the ball now is with Morley, who's gone into the Kettering half. Cleared by Smith. He just pumps it anywhere. And that goes back to Weaver. That was an interesting development, wasn't it?
I think it was a cross from Callum Powell. I'm not sure it was a shot, but Weaver obviously had to do something with it. And, you know, I think it might have been quite clever from him, because he did have to parry it, and he made sure it went into an area that no player was in. You know, if it falls to a catching player, then they're going to get a shot on goal. But, yeah, nice play again from Callum Powell.
Well, from the resulting goal kick, it is a throw into Leamington on the far side in Kettering's half. It was going to be taken quickly. It's not, though, and not a lot on. It'll be a long throw in. It comes in. Perry and Edwards going for the ball, and it's mopped up by Brown, who plays it long to Paul Ball, though. Powell can't get there. Yes, he can. He's pushed in the back. Nothing given by the referee. Afusu and Lamine Sheriff worked in tandem to get the ball given away, though. Trying to find Powell, and Morley gets the ball back to the goalkeeper. Plays it out wide on the far side. Meredith. Long ball for Mooney to get. He's pushed Connor Johnson. Nothing in with the referee. There's Edwards. Might try a snapshot. Can't. Intercepted by Kettering. Goes straight though to Joe Clark. Perry tries to get a footing. Can't. But it's back with Kyle Morrison. Morrison back to the goalkeeper, who comes out of his area once again. Plays it out wide to Morley on this near side. Pallam trying to close him down. Morley plays it long. Interception by Chris Smith. Puts it back towards Powell. It goes to Powell. Harrison Neal gets it back to Powell. There's a little flick, but beats Morley to it. Plays it square to Lamine Sheriff. He finds Afusu. Afusu, a little shuffle there. Plays it out wide to Brown on the far side. Brown plays it back to Lamine Sheriff on the halfway line. He plays it out wide to Afusu, who stayed up in that advanced position. Still Afusu with it. Couple of touches, and then gives the ball away, unfortunately, as now Leamington mounts a counter. And it's Meredith who's putting the ball forward to Mooney. It's back, and it's poor work from him, though. Harrison Neal then loses the ball, and Mooney makes up for his poor ball, gets it, beats one, and it's Connor Johnson mops up, puts the ball out for a throw-in. It's still 1-0 to the Poppies. That goal scored on 33 minutes by Callum Powell. And at the moment, it's the red half of the pitch that are taking the advantage into the next round. Plenty of time, though, for that to change. It's going to be a throw-in. Referee telling Meredith to go back about 10 yards to where it should be taken from. It'll be a long throw-in. It isn't. He finds Morrison. He plays it back to Meredith. He comes inside, puts in a left-footer towards Jackson Smith. That's his first catch and first action, and does well at his near post. It's a bit of a stumble with his feet, but he clings on to the ball, and that will settle Jackson Smith down immensely. As his first
words
touch.
right out of my mouth, Cookie. It was, you just need that first bit of to do something. He hadn't had to do anything so far already, and he was sharp there, sharp off his line. Good solid catch, and he'll feel better about things now.
Well, from the goal kick, it is with Anderson, flicked on by Lamine Sheriff towards Perry. There's Powell underneath it. Powell might try a snapshot, does, and it's a weak shot, and Weaver goes down on his 6-yard box just to make sure it doesn't trickle in. Catches it and rolls the ball out a few yards outside the penalty area. Kettering, of course, has been forced to make one change. Injury to goalkeeper Rhys Davis, replaced by Jackson Smith. No other changes from either side so far. Good work there for Mooney. He puts an up and under in, and that was something he wouldn't want to see again.
Ambitious.
Well, the shot from Lamine Sheriff was ambitious before. Yeah. That one was incredibly ambitious.
Yeah.
Referee having a quick word with Jackson Smith. I'm not sure what that's about, but
I think Paul Holland will be wanting his players just to be a little bit more patient. It felt like there was a bit of frustration behind that. Bit of frustration behind that strike from Mooney there. He just needed to get hold of the ball and try and make something else happen. So I think Paul Holland will just want them to relax a little bit more and play themselves back into this.
Well, eventually Jackson Smith will get us back underway. He's got the ball in his 6-yard box, just in the centre of his goal mouth. He delivers the ball. He's going towards Perry. Perry gets the flick on towards Afusu, and he does well. Gets it to Lamine Sheriff, but then that's hit Sheriff and goes out harmlessly for a goal kick. Listen to Poppy's TV audio, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery. 23 minutes of the second half gone. Elgood's Brewery, of course. Plenty of beers in the clubhouse for all to enjoy, as Afusu gets the ball and tries to find Callum Powell, but he finds the goalkeeper instead, Weaver, who bowls the ball out here. Jack Lane, though, under a bit of pressure to play the ball square across the park. Finds Morrison. Morrison advancing. Tries to find Mooney. He does. Very distinctive with that headband on. Got the ball back to Edwards on the halfway line. Leamington being pressed back. It's now back in their half. Morley over here is unmarked. He can't be seen, and that's been put out by Edwards to the ironic cheers of the Kettering fans. That will be a throw in just on the halfway line.
I think it's good play from Kettering now. They're playing, they're staying nice and solid. They're letting Leamington have the ball in areas that aren't particularly dangerous to them. Leamington are trying to play through the lines, and they're just starting to make the odd error or two, which Kettering will be pleased about.
Well, Perry had the flick on there to Powell. It was hoofed out by a Leamington player, and then Edwards gets the ball to Joe Clark, but Edwards was deemed to have been fouled. Players brought back. Goalkeeper Weaver comes out. Perry can't believe it, getting the hand gestures. And quickly taken by Weaver. Squares it to Jack Lane. Lane, plenty of space for him to manoeuvre the ball. Tries to find Edwards. Edwards flicks the ball on. Anderson's underneath it, but so is Lemmy Sheriff. He heads it out, but Leamington should mop this up quite easily. They do. And it is Morrison takes the throw in quickly towards Weaver. I was rather hoping Weaver was going to pick it up then. That would have been a foul free kick to Kettering, but he didn't. Jack Lane playing the ball, and that should be marshalled out. Isn't. Brown, though, hoofed the ball out for a throw-in. I thought he could have marshalled that out and let that go out for a Kettering throw-in, but new ball required. Of course, as time gets on, pressure for both sides. Kettering holding this 1-0 advantage. Leamington need to equalise, obviously, to force extra time, which nobody wants, except Leamington. It is Morley, left-footed again, comes out. There is almost a free header, but it's a goal kick. Jackson looking at that. Jackson Smith.
Jack Edwards is disappointed with that. You see him holding his head. It was a great ball in from Morley with that left foot again, and I think he judged it pretty well, and just didn't get his head to it. But that was a good opportunity for someone as good in the air as he is.
Well, 20 minutes to go in this second half, and there is a substitution being made, and off goes Anderson, which I thought Anderson played well in that first half, but he is off, and not quite sure till he turns round, as the ball wasn't held up for more than a millisecond. So who actually came on? We'll bring you that when we can find out. Turn round, please, dear. He has got yellow boots on, though, or orange boots on. It's Perry flicks the ball onto Powell, and it was Joe Parker that came on for. It looks like that Kettering also going to bring on a substitute as well. This one a planned substitution as Clark fell over, puts the ball out for a throw-in. So Kettering about to make a substitute. Looks like it's Stones who might be coming on. Perry flicks the ball on to Powell, but Afusu might get there. He doesn't. Jack Lane does. And it will be a throw-in to the Poppies. And will this be taken now, the substitution? Can't see. It definitely is going to be Isaac Stones coming on, that is for sure. It is a throw-in to the Poppies. It is Brown with it on the far side. Brown to Powell. Powell beats one, beats two, down by the byline. Can he get the ball over? He can. There's Perry. Oh, that almost went in off the fullback. It goes for a corner. I thought he clipped that one in, John.
It was absolutely really good defending as well, wasn't it? Brilliant play from Callum Powell. Spun away from his marker, whipped a wicked ball in, and I think it was Carl Morrison. He had no choice because Carl Perry was waiting. It was a good clearance by the big centre half.
Well, Stones has put his jersey back on for the time being, his warm jersey. This corner's going to be taken. It's Harrison Neal with it. It comes in towards that back post, and the goalkeeper fumbles it over the bar. Yeah. And that is another corner.
Yeah, the keepers had to save it. Yeah, the keepers had to save it. And again, it's that breeze, I think, is just took that ball with it, didn't it? And Weaver really had no choice but to tip it over.
Well, it's the same corner taker. Powell goes for the short one. It won't be taken, of course. In comes towards that back post. In it comes again here. There's Perry. Punched out by Weaver this time. And there's a foul there by Fusu, which breaks play down, which will then probably give the chance for the substitution to take place. No, Stones has sat down again. Obviously, Paul Cox has seen something a little bit different now. Weaver with the free kick, still 1-0 to Kettering as time is marching on in this Emirates FA Cup third qualifying round, won by Ward, but it only goes towards the number 2 Merritt. Much for a long range one, he does, and it comes off Ward, and that will go for a Leamington corner as the rain's back with us. Oh joy. Joe Parker then, the substitute, going over to take it. Wants a ball though, so no ball has been brought forward. Dan Willis bowls the ball down there to Parker. Well, Weaver came into action again there, touching one over the bar. I thought it was a fumble, but it was a save.
No, he had to scramble a little bit. I think he was expecting it, but then he did well for the second corner after that. Good punch away, so it was actually a good couple of minutes for him.
In comes Parker with this corner headed out by Connor Johnson.
He's got it.
And Afusu does well here. Afusu got a great ball through to Powell. Can Powell do much with it? Afusu's running on there. He trips over his own feet though, and Meredith gets the ball back to Weaver. Powell there. His form deserted him just when he needed it.
Yeah, you just don't expect it from Powell.
Don't expect him to do that. Barrett wins the ball. He's got Powell in front of him. He comes inside. He's got Afusu with him. Gets the ball to Afusu. Afusu then is barged down just outside the penalty area. This is a very good chance for Kettering. Right on the edge of that area. Afusu goes down. Referee is having a word with the number 4, Joe Clark, who's not happy with the decision. But doesn't matter what he says. It's going to be a free kick. Afusu looks like it's hurt his arm. Right on the edge of the penalty area on this right hand side. We have a very good angle on this, and it would be superb for those Kettering fans to see this ball sailing into the net, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Afusu's back up again, and referee's now striding out the wall. Going to go back a little bit further, lads. That's not 10 yards. Ward, Perry and Afusu over this free kick. It's the wrong side for Powell, so he isn't in the frame. Ward decides to leave it for Afusu. 4 in the wall.
This is where you need a Stephen Morley with a left foot.
This is where you need Stephen Morley. Don the red shirt again, and it is certainly his sort of area. And it comes, headed out though, it's a poor one. Harrison Neal tries to get the ball back in, but a handball there, blatant. Nothing given by the referee. And Mooney heads the ball to Barrett. He clears it back to Lamine Sheriff, who takes the trap to the ball, gets it out wide for Brown. And Brown is hacked down by Morrison. And he should go into the book, which he does for that foul. That was a handball though, John, over the other side.
Yeah, it did look like a handball over there, didn't it? But yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened, to be honest. It just looked pretty blatant. But Kettering again defended the situation pretty well, and just taken the pressure off there with a good break from Alex Brown and Callum Gittings, I think it was, picking up the booking for that. So yeah, it's evenly poised, this, isn't it?
Isn't it really just? You're not going to happen, are you? But it is Alex Brown, the far side, right in front of the dugout to take this free kick for the Poppies, just inside the Leamington half. Perry is there, causing all sorts of problems in that penalty area. Headed out by Edwards. Powell can't get there. Lamine Sheriff misses his kick though, and Leamington get the ball away. Intercepted by Harrison Neal. He does well, puts the ball out wide to Powell. Powell now with a chance. He got Perry in that area, puts the ball in, but it's a poor ball by Powell, and it hasn't gone out. It's gone to the far side, and Morley allows the ball to go out for a goal kick. Not quite sure what Powell was trying to do there, but that wouldn't have been in Paul Cox's plans, that is for sure. Weaver then goes over to the other side of the 6-yard box to take this goal kick. And Kettering are going to make that substitution, I think, as the disco board from Malt goes up. Ball goes out for Kettering thrown from Weaver's kick, which will allow this to happen. And it will be Isaac Stones that comes on for the Poppers. Just want to see who will be making way for the youngster. Still can't see it, still flashing 0-0. Have we got a 0-0?
I bet there's a player somewhere who's got that squad number though, 0.
Well, it hasn't been made yet. Perry's beaten to the ball. It's gone out for another throw-in. Another ball required. We lost quite a few balls this evening. Reminds me when we used to play Altrincham. They used to hoof the ball out every opportunity they could do. But
doesn't matter when the ball goes missing when you're winning, does it?
No, keep them out there as long as possible.
Yeah. Kick it further.
I feel like I've got to say flashing lights here because people could get affected by it. It's been flashing for so long. Another throw on the far side. Stones is up. Might be a double substitution. I see DeCarry Sheriff there also in the frame. Perry loses the ball this time though. Barrett cleans this one up. Can he have a shot?
Ooh.
Can't. It comes off Barrett again, who does well to control it. Gets the ball back to Chris Smith. Smith, right-footed, gets the ball out wide to Afusa. He'll do well to keep this in, and he can't.
Again, it's just that breeze that just takes that away. Even when it's a low pass, it just, it looked like a decent pass from Chris Smith, but it fizzed away from Afusa. Who's
Perry is coming off for Kettering. His work has been completed. Caused enough problems for Leamington. Getting a warm round of applause. Of course, it was Perry that got those 2 goals at Leamington that gave Kettering that slender lead for the last 20 minutes of the game. And Perry being told to go off this side, which he's doing.
Is it me or is Carl Perry just feigning a limp now? Just he's limping off Cookie. I don't think he's injured. But
well, we're going to try and interview Kyle after the game, and then I'll ask him about his injury, if it is. But he's not off yet. And on comes Isaac Stones. Caleb Gittings is going off for the visitors. And again,
is? I didn't see the ball go up. He'll turn around in a minute. Turn around, mate. 15.
Ward then for Kettering flicks the ball on, comes off Lamine Sheriff, finds Afusa to Stones, his first touch, goes out for a throw-in. Good work there by the youngster, his first touch. Afusa's been a live wire this evening.
So Carl Perry's taken a ball with him for some reason. I think that might have been the original match ball.
Carl Perry shaking all the hands of the Kettering fans as he's marching off, but it's his Stones who gets the ball to Neil. Neil to Afusa. Afusa beats 1, beats 2. Flicked on by Neil, hooked away by Morley towards Mooney. There is Chris Smith and Ward between them, get the ball away. Finds Harrison Neal. Good ball from him to Barrett on this right hand side. Barrett puts it in. It's a poor ball from him though. Can't meet Pal.
Yes,
I might get a touch. I might get a touch. Oh, Ed, you'd have loved that one. Once again, Ed, you're nowhere near the ball.
You should have been leaping over the bar there and diving header like.
For those that don't know, Ed Palmer's never touched the ball while on commentary, and we've had all sorts of touches, John, haven't we, in the past? It's a throw-in to Kettering. Smith gets it onto Afusa from the throw-in. Afusa still down here on this right-hand side. It comes off the Leamington player. We're throwing to Kettering. Barrett with it. Time marching on for the Poppers. Still 1-0 ahead in this Emirates FA Cup third qualifying round replay. Winners will play Buxton. Morley chips it towards Edward. Edwards very calmly gets the ball headed back to Weaver, who's been pressurised by Powell, and away runs Dan Meredith on the far side. He's running 20-30 yards. He's still going. Surprised he's not got a wheelchair going the way he's going. Ball comes in, headed out, and Lamine Sheriff gets the ball to Powell. Powell's the only man forward for Kettering. It's a poor ball from him that gives it straight to Joe Clark. Stones wasn't up with play, but it's danger time here. Ball's out wide to Kyron Cook. First real involvement in the game. Does well. Being pressurised by Connor Barrett. There's a little push by Barrett, and the referee's seen it and gives it.
I think it was a push.
It was a push.
He's definitely giving him a little shove, and now they've got, out of nowhere, they've got a free kick to defend.
They have, and it's the magic man's foot. Morley with it. It's wide here on this left-hand side. It'll go towards that back post. This is definitely danger territory for Kettering. Leamington, of course, need to get back into this game, trailing 1-0. In comes Morley. Good effort here, headed out by Connor Johnson. He finds Lamine Sheriff, but Lamine Sheriff does well. Gets it to Callum Powell, who loses the ball. Leamington back with it. Chance here for Edward. Plays it out wide to Meredith. He puts the ball in. It comes out. There must be a chance here for 11. Gets one in. Brilliant save! Absolutely brilliant save from Jackson Smith. Free kick was given. Smith didn't know that. An outstanding one-handed save by the keeper. Brilliant work there from the substitute goalkeeper.
Goodness me, what a save that was. I mean, he had no idea. The whistle didn't go until after the guy had struck it. I think it was Turner. He's not going to hit a ball any better than that from that distance. And Jackson Smith has made an unbelievable stop. You know, doesn't matter now, but what a really good save that was.
Well, Kettering making their third substitution of the evening, and it's another outing for Jordan Crawford, who's impressed on the cameo appearances made so far. And Connor Crawford, who came on Saturday replacing Callum Powell, so almost like for like. Callum Powell, of course, has gone off with the 900th goal under his shoulder. He'll be in Kettering's history books for the rest of his life. And Connor Jordan Crawford comes on to see what he can do, but I can't go back to that save by Smith. He didn't know, as you say, it was a free kick. Brilliant save from the youngster. Do his confidence the world of good.
Really good save, and that's what it takes. You know, you've got to make. You're going to have to make saves like that. He's onside.
Well, Afusu's down here on the line. He keeps it in, does well, right on the byline. Flicks it through to Lamine Sheriff. He puts the ball in. The chance here from. Oh my word! What an introduction that would have been from Jordan Crawford. He did a back flick like Zola. Unfortunately, it was saved off the line. But what an introduction that would have been, John.
Yeah, what a first touch. Brilliant ball in from Lamine Sheriff, I think it was, wasn't it? And he's got his back to goal and he's just flicked it towards goal. Good save from Weaver, actually, wasn't it? Because it's in. I mean, it's just a really good try from Crawford.
Yep, he's very unlucky not to give Poppers 2-0 advantage. It's headed out and Fuso's on the back post. It's gone out wide. He's got the Sheriff with him. Doesn't use him, puts the ball in. It's a poor ball. It's in! 2-0 Stones! It is! Isaac Stones gets the goal! Kettering get the record! 901 goals! 2-0!
Well. I mean, again, it's sort of out of nothing. A brilliant attempt by Jordan Crawford just before. And now the corner's come in, it's been recycled. And it's Isaac Stones from close range. Everyone in the whole ground turned round to look at the linesman. The flag stayed down. The celebration started. It's gone nuts behind the goal. It's 2-0. And Kettering at the moment, they're heading through, Cookie.
They're heading through. 85 minutes gone here, so 5 minutes to go plus time added on. Kettering take a 2-0 advantage. Is the hoodoo against Leamington about to be broken? Kettering are the leading goal scorers in the country in the FA Cup. 901 goals. Stones gets that record, and it's all up to Spurs now. Let's hope they get annihilated by Marine or somebody in the first game they play, or Wickham in their round. But there's still 5 minutes or so of this game. 2-0 to Kettering Town. You listen to Poppers TV audio with myself and John Dunham, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery. Ball is put to back post here. Don't slack off now. Ball comes in. The chance here for. Good save again there from Smith as Kieran Cook took a snapshot for about 10 yards out of the rain now. Comes down. Kettering fans and players won't mind that. We don't even mind it up here. Even John Dunham's got a smile on his face. I think it's a smile. It might be a grimace, I'm not sure. But
that's only because we might not be heading for extra time, Cookie. That's what the smile's about.
Well, we'll hope to get some reaction after the game from the manager, and hopefully we'll try and get Carl Perry in. But so pleased for Isaac Stones, whose confidence looks to have been a bit shortcoming in recent weeks. But he's got he's got the goal he does naturally in that 6-yard box. He's like a poacher, a bit like an Alan Clark from the Leeds days. He's there, he's troublesome. He got the flick in, and 2-0 the Poppies. And it looks like it'll be Kettering Town at home against Buxton in the next round of the FA Cup. But as one commentator said many years ago, or pundit said many years ago, John, it's a funny old game, and you never know.
Well, it's always a funny old game when you're winning, Cookie. But I mean, you've got to say, I mean, Paul Cox will be absolutely delighted because Kettering have really done quite well to take the sting out of the game. You know, there hasn't really been that many nervous moments for them, and that's for them their own doing.
Just that first, in the first half, the first few minutes again, where there was that melee where they should have scored.
Since then, they've just been nice and solid. There haven't been anything spectacular, and then when they've had their opportunities, they've taken them. It hasn't been a lively game like it was at the weekend. You know, there hasn't been many opportunities at all, but when Kettering have had them, they've
Barrett going forward here. He's got a bit of space. He's got Stones in there again. In comes Barrett, comes back. There must be a goal here. Crawford can't get there. It's blocked by. But again, Crawford had another chance to increase this lead. He's certainly a live wire when he's come on, and as Paul Cox said, there are players champing at the bit to get in this side, and you can see the reasons why when they go forward and in this sort of mood, anything can happen. Leamington have made a substitution, their final one in the final moments here, as Kelsey Mooney has been replaced by Junior English as Stones and Kettering come forward. Stones doing well, he's got nobody with him. He's down there by the corner flag, plays it back to Crawford. Crawford coming inside the penalty area, gets the ball to Neil. Neil shoots! Oh, that just sails over the bar, inches over. I thought it was going to be number 3, but that would have been spectacular. But it doesn't, it goes out. Weaver gets the ball to Morley. Morley plays it long, he suckers Afusu. It's a long ball down to English. There's Ward, flicked on by English, and Ward clears, but only towards Joe Clark. Leamington desperate to try and get back into this game in the dying moments as their fans begin to start leaving the arena. The ball was pumped in there.
Safe. And
that's left by Alex Brown, and I can see the board is being set up by Malcolm on the far side. So we're into the 89th minute here of this fascinating replay. Fascinating for many reasons. History has been made. There's 5 minutes of added time. So, as I say, history has been made here tonight. Kettering equalised Tottenham's 900th, went ahead with the 901st goal with Isaac Stones. We have 5 minutes of added time for Kettering to progress into the next round and do something remarkable. They've never beaten a Leamington before in any competition, but 5 minutes is a long time in football. Not hoping to put a damper on anything, but let's hope that Paul Cox has said game management, they can see this one out. It's Stephen Morley with that left foot booming it into the Kettering penalty area, headed out by Chris Smith. It's going to be picked up by Parker on the far side. He lets it go for a throw-in. Well, the rain's even stopped as well. John Dunham's got a smile on his face, which is rare.
I'm not smiling. Well, not yet anyway.
Only because we're not going into into extra time. And
that's all I'm hanging on for, Cookie, to be honest with you.
Well, that's not going to happen, I don't think.
This wind is crazy.
Incredible. It held the ball up and nobody could judge where it was going. But Captain pumped the ball away. I don't think Crawford will keep that in, even with his speed.
Throw it over the fence.
He certainly made an impact, young Crawford, when he came on. Almost scored with his first touch and almost had another chance. But it will be a throwing to the Poppers. We'll think about man of the match for Kettering this evening. A few candidates.
You know who I think's had a good game tonight?
Go on.
I think Chris Smith's had a good game tonight at the back. I think all three centre halves have been quite good, he says, as the ball goes forward.
Yeah,
there he is.
Chris Smith gets that header, and once again he gets there. Ball with Morley. Plays it square into Joe Clark. Clark might try a long ranger. Comes in low.
Yeah.
And that's wide of Jackson Smith. Yeah, there's been a few good performances there. Fusu in the second half, early doors, was very, very influential indeed. I think Connor Johnson, as you say, has done well. Alec Brown on the far side. Been some good performances. Difficult conditions, to be fair. But...
yeah, I mean, it's not been one for the purists, is it? You know, the weather.
I think we'll give the old goods man of the match to...
are we picking it, are we?
We are.
Oh, hang on. Well, we've got to think about this.
Hang on. Getting a nod.
Azza, who do you think? We can blame you.
Crawford. And
who?
That was a
Harrison
shot there straight at Weaver.
What do you think, Bob?
Weaver.
You have the deciding vote.
Oh, flicks the ball off Stones. There's a chance here. If Afusu can get there, he can. Afusu's away. He's got Stones with him. Afusu in the penalty area. Comes out, puts it in. Oh, he hits the side netting. And that goes for a goal kick. Possibly should have played the earlier ball to Stones, but he tried to get the glory himself.
Anyone in the back three.
And
or Harrison Neal. Anyone in the back three or Harrison Neal.
Stones does well there. He's away here. Stones. There's nobody with him. He's going to do it all himself. He's got Crawford now arriving at him. Stones. Still Stones in that penalty area. Plays it square here to Afusu, who shoots. And that just goes over.
At least he's hit it out the ground. Yeah. I'll name it, and you can blame me. I'll name it and you can blame me. Who is it? Chris Smith, I'll name it. Chris Smith.
So the man of the match.
You can announce I said it.
Poppy's media man of the match, combined with Elgood's Brewery, John Dunham, is?
Chris Smith.
Chris Smith. Quite a few contenders.
I think all three centre halves have been very, very good. They've been nice and solid all game, defended really well. And yeah, but I just think Chris Smith just stood out. He's won quite a lot of headers, and just seems to have been in the right place at the right time.
Well, it's a free kick on the far side in the dying embers of this game. Leamington about to go out. Ball comes in, and that's a non-entity ball. Really goes high and wide, and
that's the game.
Jackson Smith looks at that one, thinking that's more to do with the sky at night and Patrick Moore than it is football.
Announce it and see what the reaction from the crowd is before the game finishes. See if I get booed.
Jackson Smith goes to collect the ball. Time marching on here. We were deep into time added on. The Kettering fans singing their hearts out in the tin hat. We'll get some match reaction after this game. And wow, what a night. The hoodoo against Leamington seems to have been broken. It's Kettering's first ever win, if they should see this out 2-0 against the Warwickshire outfit. And it comes in the famous old competition. Ball towards Afusu. He's beaten to it towards English. There is Brown on the far side. Alex Brown turns, just lumps the ball anywhere. Afusu's there, so is Meredith. And Afusu gets the better off him. Gets the ball through. It's clear it just ran on a bit too much for Afusu. And there goes the final whistle. It's all over. Kettering Town have done it. They are through to the next round of the FA Cup. 2-0 here at Latimer Park. And it's been not a great game, but what a result. And well done to all those Kettering Town players, Paul Cox's team, and Kettering in the fourth round for the 52nd time in their history. And they're going over to the fans. It's a 2-0 win, their first ever over Leamington. Callum Powell did beat his goal-scoring drought of 4 games. Isaac Stones became a record breaker and scoring the 901st goal for Kettering. Callum Powell equalled Tottenham's record of 900 and gets the 900th goal in the Poppy's career. Paul Cox gets another win in the FA Cup. Sets up a beauty against Buxton in around 2 weeks' time here at Latimer Park. Well, we're back again here on Saturday against Chester, and that will be another interesting game. The Kettering players going over to the tin hat, and they're all saluting them, and it's great to see. Perry's in there, and he's really enjoying it. He's enjoying his stay here. I'll just, they're cheering with the fans. It's great to see. Hopefully some of this will be on the highlights reel later in the week. Paul Cox, Ben Marvin and John Ramshaw all applauding the fans. A job well done. And Paul Cox also applauding the fans who are taking all the plaudits, and rightly so too. So that is it here. They're coming off in front of us. We hope to get some match reaction from Paul Cox after the game. We'll try and get Carl Perry in, and great for the Poppers. Are getting a rapturous round of applause here from the fans in front of us as they go down the tunnel. Great game, and there's Gary Storer, who'll be waiting to get back in the side. So from myself, and many thanks to John Dunham as my co-commentator tonight. Thank you for his contribution. We shall be back here on Saturday against Chester. But from me, from Poppies TV, thank you for joining us, and